Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about finding percent. So there are three kinds of problems that we need to go over. We're going to talk about markups, markdowns, and then percent of a number. So markups, when we think of a markup in real life, we think of tax or tip. When we look at markdowns, we're thinking about sales, discounts, coupons, and then percent of a number, you're simply finding the percent of a number, like 60% of 24. So let's take a look at the first one. It says a sweater is priced $42.99 but on sale for 30% off. What is the sale price of the sweater? So the first thing we need to do is we need to identify the type of problem. Since it is talking about something being on sale, we will say that it is a markdown because the price is going to go down. To solve these problems, we always take 100% because that is the 100% is the original price. That's 100% of that original price. We're not going to pay all 100% because it is a markdown. So we're going to subtract our discount of 30%. When we do that, we get 70%. So we are going to pay 70% of the original price. So before we actually do the calculation, we need to take this percent and we need to rewrite it as a decimal. So we get 0.70. So you can either take 70% and divide by 100 or recognize that you're going to bump that decimal point 2 places to the left. From there, we're going to take our decimal and we're going to multiply it by the original price of $42.99. And when we get that, we get 30.093, but we're talking about money, so we're going to round to the hundredths place. So that 3 is less than 5, so our 9 is going to stay the same. So the price that we would pay would be $30.09. Okay, so let's look at the next one. In a survey of 400 people, 42% reported pizza as their favorite meal. How many of the people like pizza? So this one is a percent of. And so in this problem, all we are going to do is we're going to rewrite 42% as a decimal, which would just be 0.42. And we're going to take 0.42 and we're going to multiply it by the number of people, which is 400. When we do that multiplication, we would get 168. So our answer would be 168 people. So let's look at number 3. Okay. Number 3, the bill at dinner came to $43.76 before tax. If 6.5% tax is added to the bill, what will the final total be? So we are going to take 100%. Well, first we need to recognize that it's a markup because once again we're talking about tax. So tax means that our total is actually going to be more than the original price. So we're going to start with 100%. That's the total of our bill. And we are going to add the 6.5% sales tax onto that. So in reality, we're paying 106.5%. So we, once again, need to take 106.5%. And we need to rewrite that as its decimal equivalent. That is not a percent. So we can take that decimal point and bump it 2 places to the left or divide by 100, either way. And you're going to get 1.065. So then we are going to take this number and we are going to multiply it by our subtotal of our bill. And when we do that, we get 46.6044. So when we talk about money, again, we're going to round to that hundredths place. Since that 4 is less than 5, it stays the same. So we have $46.60. as our total. All right, so now we're going to look at number 4. Marjorie deposits $1,275 into an account that makes 6.2% interest per year. How much interest will she make in a year? So we are only looking for the interest, so this is just a percent of problem. We're looking for 6.2% of 1,275. So we're going to take 6.2% and rewrite it as its decimal equivalent, which would be 0.062. Once again, bump that decimal point 2 places to the left or divide by 100. Same thing. Okay, so we're going to take 0.062 and we are going to multiply by the balance in that account of $1,275. And we get $79.05. So the amount of interest that she would accrue in that year would be $79.05. Okay, we're going to look at number 5. So it says diet cranberry juice has 30% fewer grams of sugar than regular cranberry juice. If a serving of regular cranberry juice has 130 grams of sugar, how many grams of the sugar are in a serving of diet juice? So the key words here are 30% fewer. So since it's talking about 30% fewer, we're going to consider that this is a mark down. So we are going to start with 100%, and that would represent the amount of sugar in regular cranberry juice. So we have regular cranberry juice, but we know that the diet juice has 30% less. So we're going to subtract the difference between regular and diet juice, and we would get 70%, and that's the amount of sugar that would be remaining in diet juice. So we're going to take 70% and rewrite it as a decimal. So that would be 0.7 or 0.70, same thing. So we are going to then take 0.70 and multiply by the number of grams of sugar in regular cranberry juice, which is 130. And then when we do that, we would get 91 as our answer. So our answer would then be 91 grams of sugar. Okay. Let's look at number 6. My subtotal at the bookstore came to $11.76. What is my total with 7% sales tax added on? Okay, keyword tax. So we're talking about a markup. So I start with 100%. Since we have 100% and it's a markup, we're going to add 7%. So we are paying 107%. The decimal equivalent of 107% would then be 1.07. Once again, bump that decimal point 2 places to the left or divide by 100. Same thing. And then we are going to take 1.07. Pen is not working. Okay, and multiply by the total of 1176. And when we do that multiplication, we get 12.5832. Okay, so our rounding rules apply for this one again. So we are talking about money. We need to round to that hundredths place, 2 places after the decimal point. We look at that 3. That 3 is less than 5, so this just rounds to $12.58. All right. Okay, number 7. Glenn makes 4% commission on his sales. If he makes $12,000, how much commission does he make? I'm switching pens so that it shows up a little bit better, hopefully. So this one we are talking about just 4% of 12,000. So this is just a percent of. Maybe this pen is, maybe the other one was better. Sorry. Percent of. Okay. So from there we're going to take 4% and rewrite it as its decimal equivalent, which would be 0.04. We are then going to take that decimal, multiply by 12,000, and we get 480. So our answer would be $480. All right, last one. A retailer marks up clothing 35% before selling. If a pair of jeans is valued at $19, what will the retailer sell them for? So this one clearly says marks up, so it's a markup. Okay, so markup. So we're going to take 100% and add our markup of 35%. So that would give us 135%. We are going to take 135% and we are going to rewrite that as its decimal equivalent, which would be 1.35. And then we are going to take that decimal sorry guys, and multiply, that says 1.35, and we're going to multiply by 19. So that would give us $25.65. So a pair of jeans that is only valued at $19 is actually going to be sold for $25.65. All right, if you have any questions about this material, please make sure that you note it on your whisk and make sure you complete the Google form as well. And we will see you in class tomorrow. Thanks.